What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 40 and we start today's episode, of course, previewing the West Ham game. Yes, here we are, it's the reverse fixture. We do take on West Ham at Upton Park, and as this will be Sunday morning for you guys, if you would like another episode of Career Mode today, let's get 4 episodes, guys. We can do this. Let's get 750 likes. Yes, I know that's a lot to ask for, but let's get 750 likes on this episode, and yeah, I will upload another episode of Career Mode for you later on tonight if we can get that amount, which I'm sure we can because you guys are fantastic, and the likes always seem to be brilliant. So yeah, 750 likes and I'll upload another episode of Career Mode later, and that'll be 4 episodes of Career Mode done this weekend for you guys. But anyway, we do take on West Ham for this game at Upton Park, and West Ham currently sit in 18th place, so yeah, I mean, they are, as things stand, most likely going to be, being relegated. I don't like to say it because, even though West Ham are our rivals, I would love to keep playing against them as many times as possible during the series. But to be honest, they are in the relegation zone. They are in 18th place, and we're doing quite well. When we first met during the season, of course, you remember the reverse fixture. It was a unbelievably dramatic game. We won the game by 3-2. Kim Ojo came off the bench, scored the equalising goal. He also got a start in this game, and Brian Carrasco hit the winner in injury time. So yeah, that was an amazing game, which we won 3-2. So coming into this game, I was hoping for the same sort of result, really, and the same sort of dramatic game at least. And the first chance did come literally straight from kickoff. Brian Carrasco ran down the left-hand side, got the ball past his man, crosses the ball in, and Kim Ojo heads the ball just wide of the post. We did score the goal, which sparked our comeback in the reverse fixture, and he almost got to a fantastic start there. So good chance for Ojo. He puts the ball wide, and still 0-0. In the 23rd minute here, West Ham breakthrough. Kevin Nolan rolls the ball through to Bobadilla, plays the ball out wide, and Stuart Downing is tackled. Last ditch challenge by Jack Robinson, our on loan left back from Liverpool. He's been one of our unsung heroes this year. He's been fantastic for us, and that's a great interception. It stops a certain goal for West Ham, and it's still 0-0. And in the 27th minute, Kelvin tackles his man. It comes to Kim Ojo, chips the ball through to Kelvin. He is all alone, and the Brazilian winger chips the ball over Adrian and puts the ball into the back of the net. And the West Ham defenders, they gave the ball away, but there was still not a single player keeping tabs with Kelvin, who made the initial challenge. That's why they look so disappointed. The Millwall fans were absolutely delighted, and we were 1-0 up 27 minutes. It was a lovely ball by Kim Ojo, but Kelvin all alone. West Ham clearly trying to play some kind of offside trap, which did not work, and it was a lovely take as well. First touch, puts the ball onto the ground. It's up in the air, and then he chips the ball over the goalkeeper. So that was a really nice finish by Kelvin. And it's also his first goal in the Premier League. He scored 2 goals in the FA Cup against Aston Villa in one of the first games for us. And since then, he hasn't really done anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, he cost us £2 million, and we sold James Henry for £4.75 million, so we've clearly done some great business there. But yeah, he hasn't really done too much, and I was expecting a little bit better. But hopefully that goal will sort of spark some good end of season form there for him. So that was a lovely goal. And in the 32nd minute here, West Ham through again. Stuart Downing goes through, and again, who is it? It's Jack Robinson, our on loan left back. The shot by Downing was curling into the bottom corner, and Jack Robinson just blocks it and puts the ball wide. So 2 stoppages against Stuart Downing, and if he wasn't there, West Ham would have been in front 2-1. So what a fantastic first half Jack Robinson was having. Despite Kelvin's goal, he was definitely man of the match as things stood. But as you saw there in the 40th minute, Kim Ojo was pulled back for a booking here. It was an awful challenge there. He could have possibly been given a straight red there. So who knows, maybe the fact the referee was a bit lenient, that could come back to be a good advantage for us, who knows. But anyway, in the 49th minute, we're onto the ball again. Bentaleb is onto it here, turns his man, plays the ball to Eden Nilsson, our right back, in the centre of the pitch here, gives it to Kim Ojo. Ojo plays it back to Eden Nilsson, he shoots and finds the bottom corner. So what a great finish that was by Eden Nilsson. It's his first goal in a Millwall shirt, I do believe, and it was such a good finish too. He's a right-footed player, and he struck with his left foot, first time through the legs of Winston Reid, it might have been, and in to the bottom corner. So that was an absolutely lovely strike by Eden Nilsson, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his first goal in a Millwall shirt, as it clips the far post and nestles in to the back of the net. So great strike by Eden Nilsson, and we go 2-0 up. And like I said, Kim Ojo wasn't sent off. He possibly could have been, and because of that, he was able to get the assist there. So who knows, maybe West Ham had a right to be very frustrated. So West Ham 0, Millwall 2. But in the 58th minute, Caceres crosses the ball in, and it's Noble at the far post who heads the ball past Nyland, that was an unbelievably frustrating goal to concede there, because it was a route, it wasn't a route one ball, but it was a cross to the far post, which really we should have been able to deal with. We didn't, and sadly Noble put the ball past our standing captain Nyland there. So it was a good cross, and I was also told as well that Caceres, that's not the Caceres from Juventus, that's another one. So sorry, in the reverse fixture I said that was the Juventus defender. It turns out it's not. It's I think someone said it was a Paraguayan defender. So yeah, sorry I got that wrong, but there you go. But it was a good cross by him anyway, and Noble headed the ball past Nyland to make it 2-1. But in the 62nd minute, another good chance here. West Ham break through. Jarvis chips the ball over the top to Bobadilla, gets onto the ball here, managed to hold off his man. He turns, then plays a great ball over the top eventually towards Joe Cole. He finds him, he's all alone, and the former Liverpool and Chelsea man puts the ball into the back of the net, but thankfully for us, the linesman had his flag up and he was correctly ruled offside. So thank goodness for that. West Ham almost level here. But in the 74th minute, how about this? Kim Ojo's onto the ball. He loses it, but it comes back to Bentaleb. Bentaleb finds Eden Nilsson, the second goal scorer. It's back to Ojo. Ojo tackles O'Brien. He goes to the floor. I go to swing the cross in and I delayed the reaction. I wanted to cross it into the centre, but I didn't press square quick enough. The defender made the interception. Ojo went with a slide tackle instead of a cross. He took his man out. He got his second yellow card of the game, and Kim Ojo is given his marching orders and he is sent off. It's our first red card of the season as well, and that was so frustrating. It was Winston Reid who got the ball, I think, and it was so frustrating because I didn't want to make a slide tackle because I went to cross the ball in, but I was too slow to react, and because of that, Kim Ojo ended up taking out his man and making it 11 against 10 here at Upton Park. A good chance for West Ham to make that advantage, counting the 84th minute, but Andy Carroll's shot was well saved by Nyland. But to be honest, it was all West Ham. They were putting the pressure on, and in the 88th minute, I know I play out from the back and usually I get it spot on, but here is just one of the few examples of when it goes wrong, it is all terrible for you. And sadly, that was just one of those examples really of, you know, like playing out the back. You guys have seen me score some fantastic team goals from playing out from the back, but sometimes you get it wrong, and when you do, you are odds on to concede a goal, and that's exactly what happened there. I passed the ball, I tried to play a through ball with Nyland down the right flank to Eden Nilsson. Instead, it was cut out. It came to Matt Jarvis in the end, and he finished the ball into the bottom corner. So it's my mistake. Obviously, it's not like a poor kick out from the goalkeeper, which, you know, I couldn't do much about. That was my fault there. I should have turned, and, you know, maybe I should have just hoofed the ball. I just don't like doing it really, and sadly it was my mistake that cost us the goal there, and possibly the 3 points, and possibly even a point, because Joe Cole came through in the 90th minute but could only hit the post. So that would have been an absolutely incredible comeback for West Ham, and of course reminiscent of the game at the Den. But it did finish 2-2, so I'm actually quite pleased with that. All we had to do in this game was avoid defeat really. With West Ham in 18th place and not playing very well, you know, they are odds on to go down, and quite frankly we look as safe as it comes at the moment. All we had to do was make sure we would avoid defeat in that game, and we did just do that. West Ham, you know, possibly deserved a win, but thankfully we did manage to get a point, and I was very, very pleased with it. It was a difficult game, no doubt about it. It was another great game on Legendary against West Ham, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But of course, one of the most frustrating things was, of course, Kim Ojo's red card, which was just so frustrating, man. Because, like, I don't mind if I get a red card for something that, you know, I did stupidly, but I went to cross the ball in. Like, I don't know why I delayed the reaction. I should have just swung it in first time instead of trying to keep dribbling it, because he's not a fast player. But anyway, Ojo got sent off, and we did indeed draw the game 2-2. It was all my downfall. It was my mistake, and, you know, both of the, you know, they were both accidents, you know, the red card and the poor pass out, but even so, they should have been avoided, and sadly I have to take the blame for sacrificing 2 points there. But the following game is against Spurs here at the Den, and we do take on Spurs, and of course you would have seen the side as well. We had to rest the vast majority of players because so many players are struggling with fitness at the moment. It's becoming really frustrating for us. I really wish we had a bigger squad, but maybe that's something we'll have to look at next season. But yeah, we look as safe as it comes at the moment. We really do. I can't see any teams catching up with us, and we should be okay come the end of the season, touch wood. But yeah, we do take on Spurs, and in the reverse fixture it was another great game. In the reverse fixture we drew the game 3-3. Of course, Kim Ojo came off the bench and scored a late equaliser for us, so that was a great game. But of course, Ojo was suspended for this game, so we couldn't bring him on off the bench this time. But anyway, the first chance did come to us, and it was Stanislas down the right hand side who crossed the ball in, and it came to Michael Ngu, who got his second goal in the Barclays Premier League. He heads the ball past Hugo Lloris, Really good header by Michael Ngu, and that makes it 1-0 to us 19 minutes in. So even with a weaker side, we were 1-0 up against Spurs, and again, that move came from playing out from the back. I know it's a goal kick, obviously, so there's no pressure, but even so, it works our way up the pitch. We don't just hoof the ball and try and flick it on, we work our way up the pitch, and that's when it goes right. When it goes right, it looks great, but yeah, there you go. But there's a great chance for Spurs there. Soldado came through, but his shot was well saved by our goalkeeper, and here you see his miscontrol go straight to Nyland, and once again, play out from the back, just pass our way forward here. Josh Wright's onto the ball down the left-hand side, rolls the ball through to Dongu, takes on Kyle Walker, beats him, finds Ryan Gould. That is a lovely 1-2 between those two. It comes to Dongu, crosses the ball in, and Goo's free header, however, is expertly saved by Hugo Lloris, and Spurs do manage to get the ball away here. But in the 69th minute, Akpom's onto the ball, a rare start for Akpom on loan from Arsenal. Goes down left-hand side, chips the ball over the top to Josh Wright. Wright comes through, ends up playing the ball to the far post, and a mix-up between Lloris and Asu Akoto mean that Michael Ngu can steal in and get his second goal of the game. I mean, Lloris, first and foremost, God knows what kind of positioning is that, and a pathetic attempt at a dive, really, and Asu Akoto at the far post must have thought Lloris was going to get it, because he seemed to sort of duck out of the way, really, and Michael Ngu had a free finish there to make it 2-0 from the open goal. But in the 78th minute, another good chance for Spurs. Once again, Nyland spreads his body arm, makes a very good save, and it's still 2-0. And in the 86th minute, the last chance for Spurs to get back into the game and possibly try and rescue a point came at the far post, but the header went into the side net, and it did finish 2-0, so even with a weaker side, we are back to winning ways, and that's fantastic. And well, as things stand, I just can't see us getting relegated, so I'm very, very happy with this win on the back of that disappointing collapse against West Ham. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget, if you want to see another episode of Career Mode today, then get this video to 750 likes, and hopefully I'll see you for that episode later on tonight.